Hey everyone, Psychopath1c here. If you're wondering why I'm wearing the same shirt as the last video, it's because I'm uploading these on the same day. This is not going to be a rant, surprisingly. There are films that are really controversial, really stupid, really disrespectful, just trying to push the envelope every chance it gets. But I have not seen anything more over the top than Black Devil Doll. I got this for $6 off of Amazon. My uncle bought it for me. Um, uh, do not watch this in front of the kids. Do not watch this in front of your parents. If you're like 17 or 18, do not watch it in front of your parents. Do not watch it at a family gathering, because there is a lot of rape in this movie, and I'm not into rape porn or anything like that, but the way they handled it is just really, really disturbing. And plus, it's about a fucking puppet who rapes and murders people. Not exactly in that order. So, what this film is about, it's only 72 minutes, so this review should be fairly short. It's about this guy named Abdullah. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It doesn't say on the back. And he's being put on death row for militia crimes for raping and murdering women. White women, excuse me. And he gets a last request. Like, they ask him, "What's your last request?" And I forget what he says, because I only watched the movie once, and I'll watch it like when I'm bored or something or need a good laugh. But anyways, he gets electrocuted, and just as he's getting electrocuted, a woman is playing with an Ouija board. She's supposed to be a teenager, but she looks to be about 24, 25. She's playing with an Ouija board. Who plays with an Ouija board, really? And she's trying to call forth the spirits, and it ends up spelling out Abdullah's name, and it calls her a bitch in a Ouija board lettering, and then she's like, "Who you calling a bitch?" Sorry, I am not ghetto. I'm not making fun of ghetto people. It's just in this movie. I'm trying to give it my best shot, okay? She's like, "Who you calling a bitch?" And then the board is like, You the dumbass bitch." And then she's got a white ventriloquist dummy, and it gets electrocuted by lightning. And then we get the Black Devil Doll. Pretty nice snazzy suit. There's the women, not very good looking. I don't know, I'm just not into the porn star looks. Just not really into that kind of thing. Not to say there aren't some good looking porn stars, but these ones, no, don't tickle my fancy. You see a lot of boobs in this too. There's really only like 2 nice looking girls. Well, 3 if you count the lead one. And after she awakens Abdullah, I gotta figure out how to pronounce the name. Well, if anybody out there is sick enough to actually see this movie, good day to you, because this is one wild ride. The I'm trying to make this review as fast as possible. But anyways, they're having like a music video montage of all this stuff they're doing together. They eat ice cream together. She pushes him on a swing, and her ex-boyfriend, White T is his name. Wankster beyond belief. I cannot stand wanksters. Not into that kind of stuff. Like, I'm like distancing myself as far back away from them. And he's got aluminum foil on his teeth, and you can so tell it's aluminum foil, and that's supposed to be his grill. He gets raped. Just putting it out there, he gets raped. So Abdullah has had enough of just one girl, so he asks, "Hey Heather," because Heather's her name, played by Heather Murphy. She's like, "Yeah, Abdullah?" And he's like, "Bitch, I need some new pussy." And she's like, "How are you going to get any other girl? You're a puppet." I won't say the next line. If you want to know the next line, look at the trailer. But I will not say that word, no way. And you hear it a lot in this movie. And she's like, "Why do you say the N-word so much?" "Bitch, when I say the N-word, it keeps my teeth white." And then he smiles, and it has like a little cartoon diamond sprinkle type of thing. And I'm like, even though I'm not a big fan of that word, that was actually pretty damn funny. This isn't a Chucky wannabe. This is its own playground. Like, this is a blaxploitation killer doll movie. Like, now, don't get this confused with Black Devil Doll from Hell, which I still have not seen. I want to see it, but this was cheaper. And, hey, I had some good laughs with this. So, anyways, he asks her to call up all of her friends. They end up coming, and they promote Rotten Cotton, the people who made the movie. They promote the company. The girls promote the company by saying, "Go to rottencotton.com and get this t-shirt." And, Abdullah, when nobody is looking, he whips out his puppet, you know what, and then when he busts his load, it looks like lotion is going all over the place. Like, it's white, it looks almost like ranch dressing. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I watching? But hey, it was $6. Come on. It's better than $16, but yeah. What do I say it's worth? I'd say it's worth about $10, $11. With the shipping and handling, it came out to be about $11. So yeah, they end up coming over to Heather's house, and in most movies they're like, we'll bring the beer. They bring wine coolers, and our introduction to the girls is one woman is talking on the phone with Heather, and this part really, really disgusted me. Like, it made me throw up a little in my mouth. She talks to one of her friends, and she's getting plowed in the buttocks. the Brown Town area. And it's either her son or daughter ends up saying, "Mommy, I need help." And the mom's like, "Go someplace else. Mommy's busy right now." And I'm like, what the fuck? I know you're trying to push the envelope, but that just went on a whole another level. So that part I did not like. But anyways, after that, they come to Heather's house. 4 girls. Well, 4 women. And they have a montage of just washing the car like a car wash. Getting all naked and washing each other and everything. And then all of a sudden, Abdullah ends up looking out the window and he's like, got a big smile on his face and he's looking at all the women, looking at all the butts and boobs. And he's like, ah! You know, what the hell? Every time he busted a load in this movie, I laughed because the expression on the puppet's face is so freaking hilarious. Anyways, the killing starts to happen. A girl is suntanning, just minding her own business, boobs out and everything, just doing her business. Next thing that comes up, Abdullah put some roofies in the girl's drink, wine cooler, and she drinks it all whole, and she's like, ooh, I feel dizzy. Abdullah comes up out of the bushes, starts gyrating on her. You get the idea of what's happening, and then she ends up screaming like, what the fuck? And then he stabs her repeatedly while he's gyrating on her. And he stabs the knife right through her back. Like, it goes into the stomach and out her back. And I'm like, damn, that's brutal. It's perverse, but it's brutal. So, then we get to the second death. Girl's just laying in bed, minding her own business, and then Abdullah ends up trying to get it on with the woman, and she ends up waking up halfway through, and she's like, oh, what a cute little puppet. And then Abdullah says something like, I ain't cute, bitch, and he ends up taking a baseball bat and smashing her brains out repeatedly, and then he rapes her too. And then he goes on to a girl in the bathtub. Maybe there's 5 girls. Maybe. If you count the main girl, that would be 6. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe there's about 5 girls. The woman is taking a bath, just relaxing in the tub and everything. And Abdullah is getting his rocks off on her, and he ends up coming in with a knife, stabs her, and electrocutes her with, I think it's an iron, like the stuff you use to iron clothes with, throws it in the bathtub and electrocutes her, and she's electrocuting for, it feels like 3 minutes. Just to add to the runtime, she's just electrocuting and like gyrating and vibrating all over the place. And then after that, he ends up saying a one-liner, and he ends up doing it all over her face. And I'm like, this film is just crazy. I am so glad to own it because of how over the top it is. This film is absolutely crazy. So, anyways, we get to the final death in the movie, and it's just absolute insanity. He's trying to have sex with the woman while she's still alive, which is surprising. And, oh, forgot one more death. The guy, White T, he gets shot by the Black Devil doll, and then the Black Devil doll ends up butt raping him. The Black Devil doll puts White T into the closet and just kicks the door back slowly, and he just walks out like a pimp. And he's just walking. And then we go to the final girl's death. She was getting her jollies off in the shower, just doing what women do. And Abdullah ends up coming in and says, damn, you've been in the shower for this entire damn movie. Which she pretty much has. The movie is almost over and she finally gets out of the shower. And uh, she ends up locking the door. And Abdullah ends up saying, damn, I gotta take a shit. He pulls down his puppet britches. And a fountain of poo ends up going on the door. And I'm like, oh man. I am not into shit humor. I'm not into, like, feces being thrown all over the place. Like, yeah, I like Duke Nukem Forever, but I didn't throw the poo all over the place. But the poo ends up going, and it's pretty much acid poo. It burns a hole into the door, and he ends up going after the woman, and she's like, well, why did you want to knock me out when you wanted to fuck me? And he's like, bitch, if you were awake, would you want a puppet fucking you? And I'm like, what the hell? And then we get the reveal of his puppet. It is long. And I do mean long. And I'm just like, that is not a puppet. You know what? That is a human being's. Granted, it's prop, but you can tell it's meant for a human being. So she's like, oh, Black Devil Doll, what do you want me to do? And they end up making pornographic love. We don't see the bottom parts of the women, so it doesn't go to the hardcore extreme type of stuff, thankfully. But after that, she's like, what do you want me to do now? And the Black Devil Doll's like, I want you to die, bitch, and slices her throat, and she just starts bleeding and bleeding and bleeding some more. And he's like, when are you gonna die? Die, bitch! And she finally falls down, and we get CGI blood just covering the carpet. And then later, Heather comes home, and she finds all her friends dead, and he's like, oh, I didn't do this. And she's like, I thought you were just gonna rape them. And he was like, bitch, I'm a puppet. Do you think they're gonna want to screw a puppet? And she ends up taking a gun. Where she got it, I do not know. And ends up shooting the Black Devil Doll repeatedly. And guts start coming out of the stomach. And human guts going all over the place. And I'm like, that was a pretty cool death. Even for a puppet, that was a pretty cool death. And then you find out she's pregnant with a Black Devil Doll baby. We never get to see the baby, but she's writing in her diary like, I can't do this alone, and she shoots herself. The baby is crying, and we only hear the crying, and then it cuts to end credits. And then we get like a music video type of thing of the Black Devil Doll just sitting there being pimp, and all the women around him just dancing and shaking their butts off in his face. And that's how the movie ends. So, if any of this sounded interesting to you, which if you are, I'm not gonna judge, but this movie is only for a select few people. But what do I give Black Devil Doll? I give it probably a 7 out of 10. Would I watch it? Constantly? No, but I would watch it as a time waster. Or if I'm feeling down and I want a good laugh, I'll just pop this movie in. As a horror film, it sucks, but as a comedy, it rules. So don't go into this expecting a horror film. Go into it expecting a dark, black comedy. Um, I like the reviews on the back, like, pity it's a shame individuals in our society have regressed to such standards of racial lambastizing, lambasting in favor of lowest common denominator entertainment for the mass public. Reverend Al Sharpton. And then it says, he's here, the meanest, nastiest, dirtiest, raunchiest, ass-kickingest Afro-American demon puppet in the most controversial exploitation film of the century. And it says, special motherfucking features, trailers, original previews, and exclusive festival clips, audio commentary by the filmmakers and the Black Devil doll himself, still galleries, hot shots you won't see anywhere else, behind the scenes, the shocking world premiere, see exclusive footage from the wild New Beverly Cinema opening featuring director Jonathan Lewis and a truckload of black, I guess that says dicks. And then on the front it says, he's a lover, he's a killer, he's a motherfucking puppet. And this movie delivers the total package to your door and says fuck you when you sign for it. David A. Sulkin, but I don't know who that is. A scathing, sleazy, seething shitstorm. Black Devil doll delivers Dread Central. Not only is this a great indie film, it's a great movie, period. Without a doubt, the best movie I have seen so far this year. And this film came out in 2008. And the reviewers were horrormovies.canada or .ca. And it has a warning right there that says, this film offends everyone. So open it up, and you get some inner artwork. There's the disc, just same as the cover. Bought it used for $6. Happy with the purchase. Will they make a Black Devil doll 2? Well, if there's fan demand for it, there's talks of a Black Devil doll sitcom, which I would actually like to see. It would be an on-demand type of thing, but I think it would be pretty funny. Very vulgar, so I wouldn't want to watch it in front of my mother or father because they're not really into like raunchy humor. But hey, if you're into this kind of stuff, check it out. It's worth a one-time watch, but if you're really into the blaxploitation type of stuff and exploitation films, comedies, whatever, check it out. I really enjoyed it, and I think you will too, if you're into that kind of stuff, though. So the warnings are lots of use of the N-word, lots of rape, and lots of really, really perverse humor. Oh, and lots of busting loads on everything. So, what do I give it? As I said before, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it, but it's not something I'd watch every day. Just when I'm feeling down and in the dumps. So, anyways, this is Psychopath1c signing off. Peace. Hopefully you all enjoyed the review, and I'll catch you later. Peace.